Welcome to the war room.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna just like talk to chat and stuff and kind of play the game and do my thing. I probably have to get off for the night, guys. Because it's 6, so this, since Rocket League isn't done downloading and all that, so I think we're gonna have to call it a night with gaming. And then I gotta do Trailmakers tomorrow, and then after that, I think we might do some Rocket League if you guys are down. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So we'll do that. So I'll catch you guys after my stream, probably around probably let's say 2 o'clock on Saturday, maybe sooner. Cool. See ya. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll just get going here. I'm not really expecting to come watch this live. I just gotta do some stuff for Xbox downloads and things, and I've got nothing else to do, so I figured I would hop on and play Risk. I thought about going against actual people, but no one plays this game. Big shock, right? No one plays Risk on Xbox, especially since there's 2 different Risks on Xbox. So this particular one, just Risk, not like Urban Assault, is like no one fucking plays. So if I want to play it, I have to do it against AIs. We're gonna do the same strat we did last time, if you guys remember. Here last time, I have an affinity for South America, so I tend to take South America, then North America, and then
claim all empty territories.
So I'm gonna take this guy here.
Green AI.
Well,
White AI.
that way White doesn't just take it, and I'll take Mexico after
Blue
that.
AI. Yellow AI. Red player. Claim all empty territories.
Is it Mexico or is it Central America? Central America. That's right. Central
Green
America.
AI.
Fast
White
AI, that too. But hey, welcome to the stream.
Red player.
Just gonna mess around for a bit. If you guys have any questions about Builder Bus or Apex content or anything else that you guys want to do or that you're interested in, or if you have recommendations for emotes on the channel, because we have to do channel emotes and stuff like that too. If you have any requests for that, we might mess around with some other settings too, since we have time. It's just kind of a chill stream. Wow, they really gonna let me get away with this? Come on, I'm taking quite a bit of North America here. I won't get away with it forever.
Blue, yellow, red player. Claim all empty territories.
Rather go in a row.
Green, white.
I might need to focus more on North America than Central.
Red player.
Already halfway Central, but have almost all of North.
Red player. Press A. Claim all empty territories.
Oh damn, I get this one too? Fuck.
Green.
Okay.
White. Blue. Yellow.
We'll have to see how we do here.
Deploy all remaining troops.
Right, so we've got those 2 fighting in Europe. Green going for Asia, White going for Africa off the bat, so we seem pretty safe to just kind of set up. Go for it. How many troops are we going to get? 16. So, thankfully, this guy's landlocked. East Canada's landlocked. So if I did 4, 4, and 4, and then 4, that would pretty well solidify North America, give me enough troops to defend and lock. So that could work, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4 territories. That could be just fine. If they're going to be on Europe, we definitely need this wall here, as usual. They're going to be fighting in Europe enough that I'm not too worried about it, but I just want them to prefer to stay in there versus going up and around, because you can already see Blue's path is already a little conflicted depending on which way he goes, so we'll have to see how thin they stretch. One of them is aggressive. I forgot which one that was. One of them's defensive. I forgot which one that was, and then 2 of them are balanced, and I don't know which 2 those are. So we're just kind of guessing on what they're going to be doing until we figure it out. If I had to guess, I'd say blue is the aggressive one, but green could be. But that's having that 2 is really significant of someone that's going to be that aggressive. Usually the aggressive AI, I think, puts it all in 1. So we should be dealing with blue as the aggressive, yellow as a balanced, white as a balanced, and then green is the defensive, if I had to take a guess on who's who. And if green's the defensive, then all of these territories are going to be pretty poorly defended. So we're going to put this wall first and see what green tries to do. I should have North America, no problem. So keeping that guy intact is going to be important. So we're going to do this as well. And we do have the far fortifying on the reinforcements. So it's not, I don't think it's adjacent. I think I left it on continuous. So we should be able to, so green could potentially put everything on Asia here and try to come through Alaska. Kamchatka. You could put everything on Kamchatka and try to come through Alaska. We're not seeing a strong showing on white. I don't necessarily want to take Brazil yet because he's got that 6 there. And so blue is definitely the aggressive one. I'm definitely worried about that. He's going to be... He should be more occupied with yellow, but there is a chance of them kind of coming in through the back here. I think instead of putting the remaining there, like, I think I'm going to do this instead of spreading it over the 2. And what's white? So white's putting more there, so we should expect some feedback, some fight back from white. So we're going to need to put the rest of the troops there to help hold that wall and push in. Because they're fortifying. Yeah, so they're going to attempt to take South America as well. So we have to stop that. I don't want them to come up. I'd rather they take South America, but they're starting with an Africa bonus, which that's not good. That is not good. We might be fucked. I'm going to have to put it there. I don't think I have another option.
Draft phase. Attack phase.
So green did not put anything in the way, that's fine. I'm hoping that yellow goes into Africa to take away that continent bonus, because they can. It just depends on who goes first. I don't know who goes first.
Green AI has captured Indonesia. Green AI has captured Australia.
Okay. It's only a 2-point buff. Who's player 2?
White AI. Draft phase.
White AI goes first. Shit. Yep. We can that was to be expected. White is going to be an issue for us for sure. They're going to leave that 5 where it is and use that 7 to take over the rest of Africa, the rest of South America. They're going to make that a pain to take. So I have to be able to hold North America. It's only going to happen if yellow comes into Africa. Otherwise, I could be looking at an early loss, which is surprising. I didn't think the AI would let that AI get so far ahead. Because white is in a very strong spot if they don't get some attention from everyone else. But it could all get taken away, right? If blue just decided to go take away the continent bonuses, they could, but they're trying to set themselves up. But it's arguably a mistake, right? So they should do that. If getting set up in Europe, even with 19 troops, if you have an opponent with 2 continent bonuses this early in the game, there's no way, right? Like, it's just not going to happen. So taking away at least one of them is good. And this is going to, I hope, it's going to divert troops away from South America and away from me. Because he was definitely going to push up in the North America next, given the contention. It's easier to take on me than to take on them. So this was, white made a perfect call. And with blue having that many troops left in Africa, he's going to have to take some of those 12 and use them back, which if I can take North America and hold it with a strong wall on that one space, he won't be able to even think about going in. He'll have to try to retake his territory, especially with how many troops are in that space at the moment. So as long as I put my entire draft on the 8, I use the 7 to take the continent, that should be fine. But we also, because blue has done so well, we could see white double down on South America instead of taking it back. Because now blue got very lucky and was able to finish taking Africa. So we could see white either go for a rebuttal and try to take it back, or we could see now, yeah, and we got lucky too, that time was to take it away. So now that 12 is directly able to start fighting against blue. If I was blue, I'd let him have the bonus, right? Now he can use those 12 troops off the bat. If you leave that one territory buffer between you and them, then they can't use those troops off the start of the turn. They have to use them the next turn on using the maneuver. So him going all the way, again, it's an AI, so we expect this kind of behavior, but them pushing up that one territory is enough to let white use those troops to take back the country easily, instead of having to do it with fewer troops. And it would let him hold Africa longer if he didn't do that. But again, they're not super worried about that. So, auto attack here. Auto attack there, and that will give us the continent bonus of North America.
Congratulations, General. We have captured North America.
So now we get an extra 5 troops next turn, which is going to be helpful as well. We'll just confirm everything there. And I wish we had the troops to start bustering up a little bit, because we are going to need that. These guys, these AIs are going to be better than before.
We have earned the territory.
But
phase.
I don't think we want to actually fortify anywhere. I want to keep that 11 where it is. I don't want to move the 5 or the 4, so we're just gonna end the turn.
Green AI, draft phase.
And hope for the best. So we're gonna have green up and then white, and white's gonna be the turning point. White should by no means decide to go for me. They have no
attack phase,
so we should be fine. And we should have enough mayhem to take a turn or two just to fortify our walls and fortify the country without worrying about who's going to attack over here. So we should have a 1 to 2 turn grace period where we can keep fighting and we can kind of bolster up a little bit. But if we see an opportunity to take a continent and hold it, for the most part, we want to start preparing for trades. That's like one thing that I do almost off the bat, is that eventually they're going to end up taking some territory that they can start trading, and then they're going to have, you know, basically kaijus to get through my wall, so to speak. So we need to be prepared for that, and the best way to prepare for that is by having a dense country, having 3-4 troops per territory, right? But we that's not what, there we go. Okay, that is what it's expected. That's what it should do. Absolutely what it should do. We'll have to see how many troops they maneuver back to that line. They can't maneuver too many, so they probably, because I have an 11 there instead, they probably won't push to Africa. They shouldn't. They should be back. So they left a 9 behind, which would be a hard one. So it's going to be my choice is between bolstering my own country or taking the continent bonus away from him. And the right choice is to take away the continent bonus. I should use my now 8 troops next turn, break down that 9. It's not even a turn. Okay. Then yeah, then that's easy. That's just easy. Plus the 11 isn't even remotely in the right spot. So I'm going to turn Greenland and Alaska into 6s, and then just put everything on that 11 and wipe through and get the extra 2 continent bonus, and then we'll worry about bolstering up the next turn. Because it's just now it's not even bait anymore. It's just juicy. It's fantastic. So, and we've got a bunch of different people trying to. They keep leaving it weak, right? So I'm not really worried about it. We want to look for the road to there being, yeah, so now that we have a 1, a 3, okay, there we go, that's better. We want to make sure that the path to get to where I am is more resistance than the path to get where everyone else is. so that they have a more clear-cut option of where to go, which is one of the reasons why I like using walls. And at least against AIs, they're very effective. For human players, it's not always the best strategy, but it can be enough to deter them. Because if you make it between attacking me or surviving for yourself, pretty much all the time they're going to pick self-preservation. So that's kind of the thing, is that if attacking me is going to take so many troops that you're left vulnerable, then most people won't do it, which is kind of the whole point behind the strategy, is making people think that attacking me isn't worth being open to an attack themselves, or like how we have yellow now in a really good position, and so green has a chance to come swoop in. So I know that at the very least yellow doesn't have a continent bonus, which means yellow's going to be getting 3 troops, which isn't enough to take on my 6, because they need to take Europe before they can take on my 6. So I have at least 1 turn before yellow is a threat for me, and I'll be getting enough troops to deal with that the next turn. So I don't have to worry about that. Green is going to be able to come in and throw off and buy me 1 more turn, which is good, which means I have 1 to 2 turns to take and hold South America, which should be plenty. It should be plenty, and there's no one in position to come through Alaska, so I should be just fine to do this and sweep through South America and hold. However, due to the contention over South America, if yellow gets put out of Europe because of the 5 in West Africa, here, North Africa rather, for the actual territory name, but because of that 5, if yellow gets too assaulted by green in Europe, they're probably, if they keep that territory there, if white doesn't come back and take it, then they're going to want to push into South America as well. So if I were to lose South America, I need to make sure that North America is still safe. So although I could put a really big wall on South America, if that wall fell, I'd also lose North America. So I would rather do something like maybe this, where I take my 10 troops and come down this way. And I want to attack that 3 before I attack the 1. I want to keep as many troops as possible. And then I'm going to do the 2 before the 1, because I know the 1's guaranteed. Actually, at this point, if I was to attack the 1, I'd have to use a maneuver instead of just getting the troops over there. And it's better just to, you know, you want to pattern it the right way so that your wall ends where it needs to, versus having to waste a maneuver to get troops on the wall when you could be using that maneuver to make the wall higher, right? Like, if I ended up losing more troops than I thought, then this 6, if it was, say, a 3 or a 4, wouldn't be enough, and I would need my maneuver to take the 5 in Central America and move them to Brazil. So that's a big thing, too. And we're coming up on, I think this is the 4th turn, so there's a chance for a small trade, but not a huge trade. So we should be fine. But I don't need to fortify either. So we'll have to see how it goes. So they're going to be getting Asia soon, which means that Alaska wall is not going to be big enough whatsoever. So if no one else can go push into Asia, I will need to. And that will be the next take. Usually, I do South America, North America, Africa. It's usually the pattern, excuse me, it's usually the pattern that I run. Asia is a very big task for me to go, and it can be hard to do that without a mass number of troops, especially against multiple other enemies. So given that they just got Asia, if nothing changes and no one goes to take Asia, then I need to focus on that next. So if no one's taking away the continent bonus, I need to go do that. So that's a big enough territory with enough troops that if I do nothing, he will be able to come and break down my walls in basically 1 turn. My walls are not high enough and I'm not dense enough, so we'll need to deal with that. White should be going for Africa. Yeah, it would be very foolish to there's a lot of 1s in South America. There's a lot of walls, and I'm too big of a threat for him. He can't sustain a war against me. So my wall isn't enough to indicate that I'm going to Africa. It's just that I'm going to defend South America. So he needs to do his best to get a good foothold in Africa and keep himself alive, which means not going after me. And wiping out the process, by the way, is actually a good thing. getting as few people near that conflict as possible is good. So stopping at blue is exactly what that AI should do, and they should fortify 4 and 4, keep that little Africa themselves. But this must be an impressive not at all. Well, that or the AI programming just is gonna prioritize territories, which means any low territory that they can instantly get is one they're gonna go for. But now they're stretched thinner, and they have no territories for defense. So yeah, and now they just have one territory with a bunch of troops. So they don't need to get that last territory because they already got their territory card, right? Like if they just needed a territory card, that's one thing, but they could have had 2 4s instead of 1 5 if they just stopped. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. And now it's too easy for yellow to kind of come in, but they fortified up. So this is interesting. I might need to trade. I need to see how many I would actually get. 2 troops is not good, so we're not going to trade. But we now have green with an Asia bonus? No. No, green no longer has Asia bonus. White handled that. But we now have yellow with a good foothold on Europe and an 11 right next to my 6. So we don't have to worry about Asia. That's handled. We can bolster this wall here, which we will need to do. We can put that up to a 10, and that 11 won't be able to contend, and they'll try to take the rest of Europe instead of invading me. How many troops do we have left? We have 7 left. Wow. Okay. I am going to go ahead and do this while I can. To just get North America a bit more secure. Oh, hold on. We don't want to do that. We'll do 8. 8 and some 2s will be enough, because I need more troops to do other things. So we'll put 5 there, like that. And that'll be enough for the 11 to fuck off. They will... Okay, there we go. We'll do that. And now we can do this here and take at least... Well, you know what? It's too early to take a territory in Africa. I think we're going to forgo taking a territory this turn. And we're just going to do this. Because that is realistically what the play... This is closer to the play. Just getting everything up to a 2 is going to be better. And we just may not attack. That might be the play. And we can take this 5 and move it up toward that 11. We can take two troops off the 5, put it on the 8, and we'll be fine. What we could do to get our territory card anyway, which actually we should do, is just take this easy territory here. Is just do that. But we don't want to do it with like a lot. I think we're just gonna do it with 2 here, because we don't want to do too much here. So we're gonna attack with 2, and we got it. We don't want to have to send 3 troops over. We just wanted to have 2 troops there. That's fine. Then we can bolster everything.
Our position is strong.
Right. Yes, we want 4 and 2. That's perfect. And we can take that and we get our territory card.
45 days.
And then we'll fortify from the 5 middle wall here. And put that back up to a 6.
Green AI.
Now
Draft
we're good.
phase.
And they don't get Asia. Actually, they shouldn't have gotten Asia. They didn't trade. But it's fine. They're going to the Asia. It's fine, but we need some territory card bonus. Oh, they didn't even take the 2. That's amazing. The fact that they couldn't even take the 2 is perfect. What's White doing here?
Attack phase.
Wow, they traded. That could be an issue. Because this is a pretty aggressive AI. What the AI should do is just take Africa to win and hold it. But they likely won't do that. We might have contention in 6. They can't even get to it if they want to. So White now has Africa. They will likely go back for South America as well, so that needs to be a pretty adamant threat for us. That's a very legitimate threat, especially with 5.
White AI has captured Western Europe.
Never mind. not an issue.
45 phase.
Fortified. They left
Draft
completely barren.
phase.
How's blue doing? Blue only gets 3.
Attack phase. 45 phase.
Didn't even attack. That's actually the smart one.
Yellow AI. Draft
How's
phase.
yellow? No continent.
Attack phase. 45 phase.
And they're
Red
fortifying
player.
the 12.
Press A to
Okay. We're going to be going after white. There is
Draft
a
phase.
chance of them going after us, but we're not worried about it. If we get 11 troops, I don't need to worry about it. We're fine. If we want to be smart, this is the play. If we want to be dumb and just go for more territory, then it's not quite the play. But you know what? This could go to 9. This could go to 9. Get that back up to 5. And then this 10 would be okay, because I need to take away the continent bonus. Someone's going to take away the continent bonus, right? But in the turn order, I don't think that we're there. How many troops? 3 troops. The 3 troops would be enough, by the way, to do what I want to do, but it's not worth it. Save them for later. I do want to take away that territory bonus. And an 8 would be just fine. If it did it, it'll be... At best, I'm looking at another 6. Which isn't the worst. But that should basically guarantee a 6. To attack with everything, and then maneuver it back. And that's fine. It's better to keep white beaten down and have no one have conflicts. So...
Placement complete. Attack phase.
yeah, we'll do that.
Our attack was a success.
Okay.
We have earned a 45 phase.
So these troops are basically gonna die, and that wasn't really their purpose. So instead of losing those 3 troops, or those 2 troops really, I'm gonna just get them out, because they're not serving a purpose, right? They serve their purpose by getting me the territory card. So I don't care, right? I need them where they matter, where they're maybe usable. That's an issue that I was blind to. Yeah, okay. This is why we save trades. This is exactly why we save trades, because I'm probably going to lose it. I completely forgot about that. So we're going to lose it. Oh no, we didn't. Wow. Wow. I got lucky. I got lucky. That should have been a loss. That absolutely should have been a loss. I should. Wow. Okay, so I'm glad we bolstered the walls, right? At the very least, I did that. But that was luck. That was complete luck. So yeah, that was complete luck. We're gonna have to. So White has no interest in taking South America back. So if he wanted to, he would have. He would have kept troops there. So we need to see what happens there. But I will have to retaliate against Green if no one takes away points, which Blue might be about to do. Which would please take the 1. Please take the 1. Shit. Okay. He didn't take the 1. So it's up to Yellow. Yellow still could. Yellow still could. He's finally using that 13. I'm glad he didn't use that against me. If there was a time to use that against me, it would have been now. But he wouldn't have gotten through. He just would have had a good chance. But he's trying to eliminate Blue. I think eliminating Blue is going to give them the territory cards as well. That's still a thing. So that's going to be an issue. And Yellow didn't move on either, so I have to. If I don't take away that troop bonus, I'm screwed. And I think I need to seriously consider trading. It's only 7 troops. Yeah, I need to do it. I need to do it because I need to get my wall back. and I need to have enough to take down that fort and continue to have a strong in Asia. So I need to put all of them down and make sure that he's not ready. So overkill is overkill, but it's usually the way to go here. So I'm going to put another wall of 10 back there, and then leave those 6 probably exactly where they are, because I need to maintain everything. And there's a lot of contention right now in Asia. So if I go too thin, then yellow can come in my back door. Well, not come in the back door, but remove my foothold of Asia. And this is now going to act like my forward operating base, so to speak. So I definitely want to be ready for that. There's a lot of troops in Europe. There's a lot of troops in Europe, and now it's getting to the point where I almost don't want this wall in Central America anymore. But it is smart to keep that wall there. So I will leave it where it is. But hey, me the gamer, what's up? Welcome. And we're gonna have to end it. Hope it goes the way it needs to. He didn't get the continent bonus. He's still getting. Yeah, we're checking out Risk again. It did surprisingly well on the channel. I didn't think it would do that well on the channel. It did pretty well. So we're gonna do it again. I'm waiting for some stuff to download. So we did have blue as well, but blue got eliminated. So it was I think a 5-person game. Now we're down to 4. And we're seeing what's going to go down here. White started off in South America, but we pushed them out. They've been kind of fighting for Africa. We've got yellow and white kind of fighting over Europe and Africa. And then we've had green having a pretty good stronghold in Asia. And he almost broke through the wall, actually. We almost lost. Well, maybe not lost, but we almost lost our advantage. We would have been struggling to pick back up. But because he couldn't take away the continent bonus and because we had a trade, we were fine. But we need to start thinking about other people trading as well, because they have enough troops to start doing that. So if they get desperate enough, they will. And we need to make sure that we look like a big enough target that they don't trade on us, even though we are the correct target to trade on because we're so big. And I think oh, are you playing one of the did you pick a color that you want to be? Oh no, your actual country in the okay. Your actual country. That's what you meant. Okay. Yeah, I have my my homeland at the moment. I actually have. I've had my homeland since the beginning of the game. West US is my homeland here, so we've had it for almost. So yellow did what I thought they were going to do, but they just did it a turn too late. So they're going to be a big thorn in the side for green. And I need to worry about them pushing into Africa, because they realistically could push into Africa. But the issue is that I need to push into Africa. If I'm looking at what territory to take, it is Africa. Hands down, Africa is the territory to take. So I could take this turn to just wall, right? I do need trading cards, but these guys are just kind of going all out, and one of them is about to trade. So if I push in right before trade, I'm going to get wiped out and screwed, right? And I only have 10 troops, and 10 troops is enough to do basically what I already did in Asia, right? I can do this. I can repeat Kamchatka, but that's not super important to me. So if I use my 6 to get my card, and I start adding up my walls, that's kind of the smarter play. Like if I take this to a 10, because I'm expecting an attack from this direction sooner, then this is kind of the play here, is doing this. And I have one more troop. And I could even argue that it might be time to even let go and remove these guys from the area. And if I did that, then I don't need this fortification here, because I can take it from there. So I can put those all up to 3s as well, and then I've got one more troop that I can put here. No, not there. There.
Placement complete.
Right? I can do that.
Attack phase.
And now I've got 3s everywhere, 10s, a 6 in the middle, and this 6 can come and take a more innocuous territory like Japan.
Another victory.
And I'll leave that one at Kamchatka, Kam2. Always forget the name of that place. And we'll make a 5 on Japan, Kamchatka, and you know, I like Japan anyway, so we'll hold Japan for a bit. We'll take our territory card, fortify, and we'll take the 5 here, and make our 7 a 10, and we'll call it good. And now we've got that 2 on Japan still. And we keep our fortify, sorry, we keep our walls, we get them a little bit higher, and we get to still get our territory. You now control anime and hentai. But see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If I had decided to start taking Africa, now there's already someone else contesting for it. There's 2 8s on the rim of Africa. It's begging for someone to come in. Someone else already had that plan. But now I'm safe. I still get my territory card, and I'm in a position to take it after they take it. You know, I can kind of third party it. Which actually will be more of a fourth party because... Well, no, it'll be a third party. Well, no, fourth party, because white and green are fighting, and then green and yellow will fight, maybe. And then I can go in and fight after that. So I'll be like fourth partying the situation, and I'll be in the best position to hold it as well. I'm currently maintaining all of my troops. Because, like, in my opinion, the name of the game, Risk, is maintaining your troop deployment and holding at least 1 continent bonus. It's super important. It's getting more than just their standard 3 troops lets you do so much.
Attack phase.
And so they have to trade to basically do what I'm doing.
White has captured North Africa.
And this is why fortifying that wall is important. A 10 versus 6, like, maybe doable, right? Maybe you take away my continent bonus. Maybe you decide you're tired of fighting these guys. Maybe you want to take me out instead. You know, take one for the lobby. You know, take one for the team. Yeah, green was really fucking over white, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. If I did what green did, white traded and is now taking it all back, right? So this is exactly why I didn't do what I could have done. I could have done exactly what green did, but I didn't, because I knew that doing that wouldn't let me hold it. Now that I'm moving in after their trades, I can completely lock them out and do the same thing that I've been doing in North America and South America.
Yellow AI draft phase. Attack phase.
Yellow is actually a pretty big threat right now, and they don't look like it, but they have a lot of big numbers spread across the map, while everyone else is going pretty thin. So, although Africa is really tasty bait, I really need to focus on a fight between Yellow and me in Asia. Exactly, gamer. I just stand by until they keep fucking over each other, and then once they are at a weak enough point and they've just traded, I can swoop in and finish. But I need to be careful that when they do trades, it's not towards me. So I need to kind of, basically, I need to be the United States and poke and prod all the smaller countries to make them look weaker than me. Because I don't need them fighting and going against America. You know, we want to sabotage all the other countries so that they keep fighting and ignore me. So that's kind of what we're going for here. So now I get 12, and so we see that Yellow kind of spread out a lot of their power, right? Green is a shell of what they once were, but Yellow has a lot of stronghold in Europe, and I don't want to fight Europe directly, right? If I take on that 8 directly, we both lose a lot of troops, and I don't get anything to show for it. But Yellow is obviously trying to keep a stronghold in Asia and kind of fight back whatever's going on with Green. So I'm going to make them continue to fight the 2-front war between white and green, except I'm going to take green's place instead of making it a 3-front war. Making it a 3-front for Europe isn't going to help anyone, and it certainly won't help me. So Africa's got a pretty strong showing. Whites can do their best to hold it. I'm going to let white try. Yellow's been trying to hold Asia almost the entire game. They can keep trying. But right now is where Asia is weakest, and there's the fewest amount of big numbers surrounding it. So if there was a time to take about 1/3 of Asia, now is the time to do it. So we're going to spend now all of our troops, all 12 of them, because we fortified ourselves very well. I don't need to spend any more fortifying. I can now spend my entire 12 troops here, which I don't want to... Yeah, technically I don't want to do. I want to put them on Japan. I want to put them on Japan, where I already have that one. I don't want to waste it. White is looking pretty dead, yeah, but they've been doing a good job of holding out. Now, White's strategy here is always being able to take one territory. If you can keep taking one territory long enough, you can trade and get a good foothold. But White's been wasting it. The White's too aggressive to actually, you know, capitalize on that philosophy. So they're not going to be able to actually maintain that, but that is the goal of White, is just trade, trade, trade. And as long as you have one big number, you can keep taking that over and over and over. And that's kind of the goal of it. So we lost a lot taking out that 3, which is a little unfortunate. So we're gonna have to leave behind 3, and then do a little quick wall of 3 here to kind of keep this little bit to ourselves and not lose the territory. And we'll do the 3 up high, and we'll do that, and then we'll take our card, which is good, and we'll take. This is another reason why I like having this little wall here in the middle, is that I can now steal a troop from this wall and give it over there without compromising my actual walls on the outside. So it's a very minimal change, but it's a very helpful little reserve. And this is another reason why I do kind of prefer the deployment method that I have, because if I had the other deployment method, I can only do adjacent versus continuous. So allowing me to do continuous means I can just move that one guy anywhere on the map as long as I have a direct road. If I had adjacent, I wouldn't be able to do what I just did. So a lot of my playstyle and strategy is pretty contingent on the continuous troop movement versus the adjacent troop movement. And it's not impossible to play the other way. I can do well. I just prefer this. If I had to pick one, I prefer this. And you know, obviously everyone gets the same advantage, right? So I have to be wearing the same thing. It's your troops aren't as landlocked. It's much more flexible strategy, and it's easier to kind of get this sudden, like, oh shit. And that's kind of what I like in Hearts. I kind of like having a couple sudden oh shit moments. And we had one this game with green almost taking away my continent. It got down to a 1v1. A little nerve-wracking. I thought I was going to lose, and then I ended up winning. So we got lucky. And this is another point where the 3s in the South America were important, right? He was almost mano a mano with me on troops for my wall. And as the defender, I have a 1-troop advantage, which is always nice. But also, not just having ones behind my wall is a really helpful way to go, like, don't fuck with me, because if you can't take the whole continent, you're not going to keep that one territory. And it just shows a huge waste of troops, which is the part that I like. And it's just, you know, there's an argument being said for, like, spreading all your troops evenly across every territory. But for me, it's easier to take one territory, and then I have to use 2 territories troops to take back the one territory. And then I'm constantly kind of in that cyclical defensive mode. And I found it's an easier balance of defense and aggression to have a strong wall and then a weaker midfield, but not just ones, if you can manage it. I have gone many Risk games with just ones in the battlefield. It's worked, and I can manage it, but it's not ideal. It's not preferred for me. So now at this point, what I'm going to be looking to do is fortify my walls, right? So these 2 territories can only attack this one spot, which is is better actually. It's allowing me to shrink down the size of my wall and make my walls bigger. So this 3 is going to become probably a 6, and we're going to leave that 6 there as a way to landlock anyone from pushing up into Asia. And then we're going to take one of these 3s, probably the top 3, put the rest of them here, and then we're going to attempt to take the next 2 territories in the row. This one and this one, Siberia and Ural. We're going to attempt to take these 2. But then the issue that we have again is that now we have a 3-space wall. So if we can manage to take these 2 and have enough left over, then instead of having to do a 3-man wall, we can take this 1 territory with the 6, take China, and now we have a 2-space wall instead of a 3-space wall. And that'll be better with the size of the wall. So it's all gonna depend on how much we get through, and how well these 2 territories do. Right. So now, before I make a decision, I should take this one, and that did just fine. I can live with that. So having a 3 there, totally fine. and now I can take this 2 with my 11, and now end my attack phase, distribute the troops evenly, and I'm golden with a pretty good wall, especially given the area and where yellow's troops are located. For at least the next turn, I'm safe from both. And my biggest worry is now that green 5. So it's not ideal. There's a chance that they break the wall, but I also barely care. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna split this guy. Probably we're gonna go 6-5. We're gonna go 6 heavy on this side because that's where the more major threat is, and then we're gonna just kind of see what happens. And at this point, staying out of Africa is the best decision I made, because it's more important to control that 7 continent, making sure no one can take the 7. Because if there was any strategy that would mess with me the most, it's either going to be Europe or Asia, and I've now effectively cut off the possibility of Asia being a thing. So it's going to take a big trade to make that happen. So I'll be fine. The only issue left is, do I now refocus to Europe and make sure that yellow can't even take a good stronghold and keep everyone weak, and possibly lose Asia to green? Or do I double down, take Asia completely, and then have green basically landlocked, now basically effectively locked in Australia? So that's going to be the next issue here, that now green has to hold Australia. Australia isn't very well held. I could likely take it in a turn. Yellow's only getting 3 troops. They don't have the confidence yet for the next turn. So there is the possibility of me being able to wipe green from the game and then be able to handle yellow immediately after, and then white is so small that it won't even matter, and white will manage to live another day. Honestly, if you've been watching the whole game, white has been hanging on by a thread almost the entire time. They are a survivor. I am genuinely shocked at how well white has done at surviving this. Now here's another strategy here, is that if I wipe green, I can leave an alternative target for yellow. If I make Asia look weak, then after he takes Europe, he may not immediately try to go for Africa, or he may not try to go for me, especially if he has a trade. On a big enough trade with the right bait, if I leave a backdoor open on Asia, then he might go, oh, let me take all of your 1s before I go break down your walls and remove the barrier. Yeah, I am. Yeah, so I did a well enough in the start, and green not being able to take away my continent bonus in the beginning was basically the nail in the coffin. If he had been able to pull off that move, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So now I'm pretty much the strong arm here, and I can just kind of do almost whatever. Now there's 2 choices basically: is do I wipe out green and show a tasty bait for yellow, or do I now full on direct attack the 7, because I can afford to do that now, and give him another conflict of the war? The only issue being of where green's troops are. I have a 6 next to his 7 without my reinforcements. So the odds of green fighting me next turn and breaking down the wall anyway, while I also get involved in a conflict against in Europe, I'll likely die in Asia and lose my foothold. So I can either lose my foothold on purpose, or I can lose it unwillingly. And so I would rather lose it on purpose to yellow and defeat green than fight yellow and then completely lose any potential I had in Europe because of the troop placement of green. If his troop placement was 1 spot back, different story, and I might be more inclined to go for Europe and take out his 7 and keep everyone weak. Because yellow's done an amazing job of keeping at least 1 high number spot on the board. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe out green from the lobby, and do our best to maintain that wall again, but also not worry about it too much. It's almost better if I don't. You know, it's almost better to let Asia fall, because it'll leave tasty enough bait to distract them from the true threat, which is my continent bonus. And that's at least against bots, it's really easy. It doesn't really matter.
Congratulations,
but yeah.
General. Our attack was a success.
So this should be a win. I would be very surprised if we don't do this. It would take a lot of trades against me in order to get that. and I just got rid of one enemy. So the odds of us losing this are pretty low. And so we're gonna end the attack, and I don't even care about holding Australia. I genuinely don't. So what we want to do now is just leave it as tasty bait, and I'm gonna fortify from the 9, and I might even just let someone take Australia. I could care less about Australia.
45 phase.
And so I just got all his trading cards too, which is huge. And I could move the 9 back, but I would rather move it to the 5 and have a nice strong number up in Asia, and that'll be more inclined to draw them down toward Australia. I could care less about Australia. So yeah. Anyway, that should do it.
East Africa.
We got 105 in total before that attack. Wow, I didn't know I had that many troops. That's cool.
White AI has captured North
Cool.
Africa.
Usually what I like to do is toy with the AIs too, and I'll let them take Australia, and then I'll just put like 100 troops on India. Not India. The place right above it. Is that India? No, that's not India. And then just put everything in. Do you have more than all of them? I think I probably do. I probably do have more than all of them. I've been getting 5 from the U.S. and then another, I think, 3 from South America. Yeah, oh, 2 from South America and 5 from North America. I've been getting an extra 7 troops per turn for the last probably 5-6 turns. So I should be getting about 35 more troops in draft than they are.
45 phase. Red player. Press A to continue. Draft phase.
So we're at 17 troops. If we want, we could probably trade. Oh god, we have a lot. Okay, select all. We can get another 30 troops on this draft. And if I got another 30 troops this draft, okay, so we're just gonna do it because it doesn't matter, right? Like, oh, we can still get 30 troops even without. Okay, cool. Can we still get 30 without that one? No. Okay, cool. So we'll do that. We'll trade. And so we'll get an extra 30, and now we can just make it impossible for us to lose, right? Like, we can definitely hold all of Asia. Definitely hold all of Asia. So that 10 is already enough for us to never lose, but we're just going to go ahead and make it a 12 just in case. We'll go ahead and make that a 12 just in case. We'll go ahead and make this we'll make this a 15 just in case. We still have 38 troops. Okay, we're just going to make that a 15 just in case. And we'll make that a 15 just in case. And that's enough to hold a pretty good forward operating base as well. And then we have 32 troops to mess around. So I think we'll do that. Do we fancy Europe? We could probably take Europe. I could definitely take Africa. I could take and hold Africa. I could also take and hold Asia. It's gonna be harder to take and hold Asia because they have the 7 right there. So I could take and hold most of Asia and then let them go into Australia and then just take that back when it's a 1 and do whatever. And that would be fine. We could also likely take out everything. I think if we really wanted to try, if I didn't bolster this wall, right? If I just left that at a 10, I'd still need the 15 there. I'd need the 15 there. If I just put everything on this and just went ham. Yeah. You have more than all. Save me. Yeah, okay, we'll save you. Oh shit, that's 50? Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. And we're gonna see if we can win this turn. We're gonna be cautious about it, and we're gonna see. We still have, so I'm not too worried about it. So if we can't take, the 7's gonna be the last thing we take, right? And a lot of that is because of where it is, and because of where I put my reinforcements. So the 7 has to be the last thing we take. So we have to go through a lot of this first. Now, because we have so many troops, I'm really not worried about the direction that we're going. So we're going to see how far we can stretch this 50, and then worry about what direction the 50 is going to go. It's going to be more important to figure out which direction the 50 needs to take than worrying about anything else. So we're going to take this one as well. And we should be able to easily take that one next. Yep.
Congratulations,
okay.
So now, at this point, it's almost better to not mess up the path of the 50 than to take that 3, right? So the more important territory to take when it comes to the direction that I'm going to be able to go is that I need to go to take this 1. And that was a pretty hard one to take. So now that I have this 1, that 50 can now swoop through Europe and then go down and back up and go around to Asia. Because now this 50 can go from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to the 7. Right? So if this 15 can go all the way through and take all of Africa, then I'm fine. I just can't take any other territories. I'm planning out my path. So yeah, this we should be able to do it.
Another victory. We were victorious.
And it's okay if this 10 gets landlocked there. I think it can still go there. But even if it can't take that, we're still fine. And so now at this point, it's more important to not take any more territories because I'll mess up the path. Well, I could try to take the 2, right? Because it still has this path here. So I could realistically attempt that. It won't matter. I didn't get it. But now the 50 needs its path to get all the way through. So we have to follow that path.
Congratulations, General. Another victory. We were victorious. We have captured Europe. We have captured Africa.
Yeah. So that's basically it. We definitely are going to be able to.
Our attack was a success. We were victorious.
Right. So at this point, I actually kind of want to do what I used to do and kind of like mess around and toy with the last AI. So I'm just going to make it impossible. So we won, right? Like I think we can all agree that my 35 will beat his 7. So if this messes up, like I still won kind of thing. Like in what planet does 35 not beat 7? In fact, just to prove it, I'll hand go down so that I can pull back when he gets down to like 2. And just to prove that no matter what would have happened, I'm gonna win this. And then we're gonna fuck with him. There we go. Okay, so I think we can all agree that 32 beats 2. I don't think I feel the need to go any more than that. So 32 beats 2, and so we win, but we don't win yet. We're not going to win right now.
45 phase.
Another reason to save the 45 phase. And just make it impossible for him to do anything other than go into Australia, and then we can just start maneuvering all of our troops. Oh, he traded. Yeah, see, there we go. So this is why we funnel, right? So he traded. So it's a good thing that I did what I did, right? If I didn't buff down that 7, he would have been able to make that like a 25 and then actually gone through one of my walls. And it would have been kind of hard to cage him, but because we did what we did, we caged him pretty well. So he can take Australia. I couldn't care less. We'll get it eventually, but you know, I'm just gonna put a really big wall on. I forgot to look at the name of that country. Oh look, he thinks he has a chance.
Press A to draft phase.
And we're not going to trade yet. We're not going to trade yet. This is Southeast Asia. Okay, cool. So we're going to just put everything on here. 27 troops? Dude, I didn't even trade. Did not even trade. Fucking 27. Holy hell. We're going to do that. I need to kill time. Yeah, so Kate's still at work, and I don't want to, like, all my games are still downloading, and I don't want to play another game, so we're just going to mess with this one.
and keep going. And she agreed to come in early tomorrow. Oh my god, so she's still at work. She's working overtime and then agreed to go in early. So she's not happy with it. But she'll be off at 3:30 though, so that'll be good. So at least she'll so we're gonna let them just hold literally all of Australia, right? If I do any more, I think I have to... Oh no, I could take away the continent bonus, but I don't mind giving them the continent bonus. It kind of makes it more fun if they have the continent bonus. So that's the attack phase, right? We're going to end the attack phase, and then we're going to fortify everything here. And we're just going to keep fortifying and doing all the things until literally every other space on the board. Yeah, you can take Australia. I couldn't care less. Over in Little Gaming 2021. Yeah, no, see, I like Australia, alright? I have nothing against the country, right? So, it's just, in Risk, it's not particularly strong, okay? Not the best, like, of all my years playing Risk, I lose the most when I try to start in Australia. So, like... Yeah, 3:30 a.m. Yeah, so so she's going in at she'll be off at 3:30 p.m. Tomorrow. But that's my time. For you, that's like close to midnight, I think. But anyways, we're just gonna put everything. We're gonna have well over 100 troops before this is over. Well over. This wall still needs to get put over here, and I have a lot of threes that get put together. So I don't know. Do that, and I'm not worried about taking territories for trading or anything like that. So
yellow AI draft phase, attack phase,
but
45 phase.
But yeah, anyway, we're just gonna mess around with this last game, stretch it out because I don't want to do another one. We have Monopoly too, if you guys would want to watch Monopoly, or if you have your Xbox and you want to play Monopoly with us, or if you have this particular Risk game and you want to play with us, totally fine.
Draft phase.
Totally fine. That actually sounds kind of fun. So we're just gonna draft. Arguably, what I could do is I could just do everything on this one too. So we'll just see. We'll do it this way. This will be more interesting. We'll put everything on this 3, right? And then we'll maneuver everything onto that instead of the 100. What time is it for me right now? It's 7:03 p.m. So we're maneuvering
45 phase.
This one over here.
Yellow AI draft phase. Attack phase. 45 phase. Red player.
And we'll see how high they can get their number. They should be able to get to around 50, I think. They should be able to get to around 50 by the time we're done. But we're going to be close to, like, probably 300 by the time he gets to 50. So it probably won't matter. But, yeah. Oh, anyway, since this is probably going to be the end of the stream, like, for a lot of people, like, I don't think they're going to want to actually stick around and watch the end of this. So I'm going to go ahead and give the ad now. You know, thanks for coming by. Don't forget to leave a follow if you guys had fun. We will play Risk from time to time, but it's not going to be typical content for the channel. I did say 7 p.m. for me right now. So if you guys had a good time and you want to, you know, check out more of the channel, you know, please do. We've got a bunch of past broadcasts up right now. If there's anything that you can, that you're worried about missing, or that you might have missed, then the VOD channel on YouTube, Over Analytical Gaming VOD channel,
Draft phase.
Place for you to go check that out. So if you if you're worried about other content that you might have missed that's now been expired off of Twitch, that is the place to go get it. So yeah. Oh, that wasn't even all of them. Holy hell.
Placement. Attack phase.
And then we're gonna do this.
45 phase.
And then we're gonna do this. Well, I guess that doesn't matter to be honest, but oh god. Okay, just do that. There we go.
Yellow AI draft phase. Attack phase.
It doesn't matter what order I do that in yet. But anyway, thanks for coming by, everyone, and thanks for watching the repeat and helping the video do well. We will be playing Trailmakers tomorrow, so
at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever time that is for you. We will be playing Trailmakers. So if you want to be here for that, you know, that's what we're going to be doing soon. If you want to come by and watch that content.
Placement. Attack phase.
But yeah, that's what we're up to.
45
and we play Apex on the channel too. We play Satisfactory on the channel. We play Rocket League on the channel. We're gonna play Rocket League tomorrow too. So we're gonna be playing Rocket League instead of Apex.
Yellow AI.
And,
Draft phase.
you also
Attack phase. 45 phase.
Trailmakers. The Trailmakers and Rocket League tomorrow.
Press 8. Draft phase.
Trailmakers will be on Xbox, and sorry, Trailmakers will be on PC on Steam, and then what is it?
Placement. Attack
Rocket League will be on Xbox after that.
45
Do the math. You're 9 hours ahead of me. Okay. So 5 hours would be. It's 4 a.m. for you, isn't it? Why are you up at 4 a.m.? What are you doing? Bed.
Yellow AI. Draft phase. Attack phase. 45 phase.
Ming Dynasty. What's Ming Dynasty? Is that how like have 100
Draft
troops on that
phase.
territory or something? Is that what that achievement is for? Baby, it's cold outside. I don't even know what these achievements are. You're in bed at 4 a.m. All right. Well, I'm glad that you're at least in bed at 4 a.m. But also, like, go to sleep. It's time for you to go to bed. You did it. Congratulations, you win. Go to sleep.
Placement. Attack phase. 45 phase. Yellow AI. Draft phase.
Thank you, man.
Attack phase.
You're correct about this
45
being an
phase.
amazing stream. I appreciate it.
Red player. Draft phase.
We have a lot of troops, guys. we have a lot of troops. We're coming up on like 400 right now. I just want to get them all in one spot. Usually, it doesn't take this long because I don't need to put as many threes down. But I saw the potential for a lot of these guys to kind of mess up my usual like just much strategy. So I figured instead of having really big walls that would break on a trade, I'd make them threes or something like that. And most of the time, I won't take the time to do this. This takes too long, right? Like, most of the time, I just end the game and call it quits. But we're not playing against people, so I don't need to rub it in, this kind of thing. We're just playing against bots. So, it doesn't matter if I waste their time. And my time is not that valuable at the moment, so I can waste mine too. But we're almost there. We've almost done it. But I usually get dicked over the most when I do the ones. If I don't do like 2s or 3s, then most of the time I kind of get dicked over, and it just doesn't really work. So it's better to do the 2s and 3s for sure. Right. I guess it's time. Kind of there.
Attack phase. 45 phase. Yellow AI. Draft phase. Attack phase.
Almost there.
45 phase. Red player. Press A to continue. Draft phase.
469 troops. Goddamn. Oh, is 140 the most I can place? Oh shit.
Placement.
Was all this for no reason? Really? Was all this for no reason? Can I only put 140 on a spot? Is there a limit?
Phase.
What the fuck? It better not. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well the most I can put down is 140. I didn't know that. I haven't done it on this one. Before there wasn't, do you earn any money for the amount of people that watch the ads? I'm not sure. I think the way that Twitch pays it out is that I have to have, 140? No. I have to have $100 worth of stuff. I have to make $100 at a time before I get paid out, right? So I actually don't think. Actually, I don't want to do that, do I? Yes, because this is actually 140. Like I won't know for sure until I get paid out, kind of thing. So I don't. It might take months to make the 100 because the share isn't great. Like I was trying to check because we had a gifted sub and we've had some ad revenue and stuff. So I was trying to check if there's a way to see how much I've made so far, and from what I can tell, there isn't. I think I have to wait until I hit whatever the minimum payout is, and then I earn it. So if I never hit that minimum payout, then Twitch gets to keep all of the money that I've made. So I need to keep streaming until I at least get one payout. Well, India is also next to Australia, so put 140 there and 140 on the spot. You go for it. Yeah, exactly. So I was thinking that I would at the very least just put, you know, make it so that there's no way out. So 140 is the limit, and then I can put the rest here.
Placement.
Right.
Attack phase.
And then we'll do this.
Fortify phase.
And fortify. And then fortify 140 here. And just go from there.
Yellow AI. Draft phase. Attack phase.
So they have quite a bit.
Draft phase.
I think we'll just trade too. Get an extra 17 troops. Just get that out of the way. That way it stops asking me. Well, IG, the money is being earned from views in the ad. So if you play ad, then I'll watch to get some at least. You know what? I need to figure out how to play them like on my own too. Like I haven't even really something I'm watching. Yeah, you're the one watching. And the ads don't go on the repeat either, so I only get the ad revenue from live views as well. So it's interesting about that as well. Right, so this is kind of annoying that there's a limit on each one, and I kind of, since I still have time and we're still kind of messing around, and there's a hard limit of 140, I know yellow can't go above that, right? So what if I let yellow get 140 and I just fortify everything else, and then we just see who wins in a 140 versus 140? In fact, I should make it 139 because that would be a true 1v1, right? Because I have an advantage as defender. So he has to leave one behind. So 139 versus 140 is actually 139 troops versus 139 troops. So we'll see, you know, whenever he decides to attack that 139, and then we'll go from there.
Press A to continue.
Yeah, you should go. You should go. It's late. Well, people, you can always watch it on the repeat too. And I don't even know, how do I run an ad to even do that right now? I'm trying to figure out how to even do that. I'm probably not the best at either. I don't know how to run an ad on my own stream, but I also don't know if I want to do that. If you stay on, see you, buddy. If you stay on long enough, it'll force an ad as well. But that's, you don't need to worry about that. So you get some sleep. Get some sleep. It's more important to me that you get sleep than I make 2 cents on an ad. So I'll see you around. Right. Where do I put them now? I don't have anywhere to put them. I guess I'll just put them here, right? Like,
placement. Attack phase.
Sure.
Fortify phase.
Right, I have to kill a lot of time here, so I'm not really sure what to do. Kate hasn't even texted that she's left work yet, so I've got a good one. I've got a good while.
Yellow AI. Draft phase.
At least 20 minutes, so I got at least 20 minutes to kill.
Attack phase. Fortify phase. Red player. Press A to continue.
622
Draft
troops.
phase.
Can we hit 1,000 before he attacks? Can we hit 1,000? Let's find out.
Placement. Attack phase. Fortify phase. Yellow AI. Draft phase.
We'll see. But yeah. He's only getting 3 troops a turn too. I forgot about that. No, he's getting 5. He's getting 5 troops. So he'll. Oh god, this is gonna be so many turns before he can attack. Holy hell. Okay, I'm just gonna maneuver some of my troops out so that when he puts down his 5, it's the same number. I'm not gonna wait for him to get 140. That's ridiculous. That'll take too long, and I have too many troops. So we're just gonna do this, right? We're gonna skip the attack. We're gonna fortify, and we'll put it down to. I can wait for 90. I can wait for 100, right? Well, I don't mind waiting for 100. That way it's a nice fun number. So we'll put it down to 100, and we'll wait for him to get to 90.
Yellow AI.
He can do his
draft phase. Attack phase.
It's him getting 5 at a time. Like it's only like 2 more turns, right? We can do 2 more turns.
Red player.
You know, and
phase.
he can choose to attack whenever he wants. And we'll just keep boosting up these guys real quick.
Placement. Attack phase. Fortify phase.
I'm gonna move this one down here too. Not that it matters, but like strategically it makes more sense, right?
Yellow at draft phase. Attack phase.
94. Okay, he's getting there. He's almost got the confidence to do it, right? 1 or 2 more turns and he'll have the confidence to do it. We'll see who wins. Right. 34. How many troops do I even have right now?
Placement.
Troops.
Attack phase. Fortify phase. Yellow AI.
758 troops.
Attack phase.
We should be able to break 800 before he attacks. He'll probably attack next turn.
Press 8 draft phase.
Yeah, so he'll probably attack next turn. So he's gonna get 5 more, which is gonna put him up to 104, which means 103 will be an even 1v1. And we'll see if he even attacks on an even 1v1. If he doesn't attack on an even 1v1, I'll just move some troops out.
Attack phase.
I'll put it back down to 100 if he doesn't attack it.
Fortify phase.
But we'll see if he attacks the even 1v1.
Yellow AI draft phase.
He probably won't, right? Like that's not the proper advantage.
Fortify phase.
Yeah, he didn't. Okay, so we're gonna remove troops until he attacks and let him attack.
Draft phase.
So we'll put this guy all the way up, and then we'll make it 140 off of our fortification.
Fortify phase.
Come on. There we go. Why would we want to put it over there? Okay, so 94 is the lowest we're going to be able to get. 826 troops.
Attack phase.
Kate just left, so we're going to wrap this up. Give me some time to do some stuff.
Red player. Press A to continue.
Did he not attack?
Draft phase.
That yellow piece of shit. Okay, fine. We'll attack him. Alright? Goddamn. We'll attack him. We need 110 to make it an even 1v1, and we'll see who wins. And we'll put the rest on Japan. The other 19 can have a party on Japan. Okay, and should we auto attack it or? Yeah, no, it'll take you. It'll take you on the dash. We'll auto attack it. See who wins. I am shocked at how much of an advantage I'm getting right now. Wow, that's not as close as I thought it would be. I thought it would be closer. It's staying within about 10 troops, though. It's not like a huge net size. I thought it'd be closer. There we go. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Right? Oh, come on. Yeah, that's surprising. That's a pretty distinct advantage. If we had 27 troops left over, that's a pretty distinct advantage for me. That's weird. Like the odds of that happening shouldn't be that. Like that's kind of an anomaly for me to have that many troops left over. I shouldn't have. had that many. Should have 10 at most. You know, typically it's going to be about a 1-for-1, which is why they do that. You know. Plus, the defender has a good advantage with ties as well. So, I'm frankly surprised that happened. To have 26 left over is kind of insane. Right. Well, we can't end with only 26, right? I mean,
45 days.
We'll let him take it back.
Yellow draft phase. Attack phase.
If he even will.
45 phase.
He didn't even take it back.
Press
Who
A to
doesn't
continue.
take back a 1? Right? 777.
Draft phase.
Lucky 7s. There we go. And that's it. You know, it takes that many troops to win Risk. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but if you don't have 700 troops in Risk, you just can't win. You know, it's not fair.
45 phase.
What helps is that this is all digital, right? Like, if you had to have this many game pieces, like, I would have stopped getting troops, like, an hour ago. Well, not an hour ago, but, like, a long time ago. Like, would not still be able to keep putting down troops at all. Because the whole game board doesn't even come with, I don't think, 800 troops worth of stuff. You know, all the players put together, I don't think quite makes it. But anyway. Go.
Placement. Attack phase.
This will have to do. Oh shit, he didn't take the 1 yet. Okay, well god damn it. Well fine, if you won't take the 1, I'll just fortify, I'll just maneuver some shit there. Alright? I was expecting to take the 1 by now. He hasn't taken the goddamn 1. Why wouldn't he take the 1? It's like he knows. It's like the 1 AI actually knows. Alright, we'll win this.
Yellow AI. Draft phase. Attack phase. 45 phase. Red player. Press A to continue.
Any guesses on how many troops we'll have left? We'll have a good amount of troops left at the end of this.
Placement. Attack
How many of that 140 you think are going to die? I think 20, I think 10. I think probably... Oh, he maneuvered them all over there. Okay. I think we're going to be left with probably 128 is going to be the... Ooh, that'll be too low. I think we might have... Oh, dude, no way!
Western Australia.
Dude, no way!
We have captured Australia.
128. If it would have let me put only all but 1, move all the troops over there, it would have been 128. Cool. Alright, there we go. Big shock, right? Big shock when you won against AIs. There's no, like, difficulty setting, right? Like, the difficulty setting is just based off of their personalities. So, there's not, like, a way to, like, have, like, a difficult, aggressive one. Or, you know, like, I don't know. There's no way to make it, like, more focused the actual player. You know, it just kind of, like, focuses whoever is the most optimum target for their strategy. Which is what I do, you know. I'm not, like, dead set on who I'm going to go over. I'm not thinking the whole game, okay, I'm going to kill green, I'm going to kill green, I'm going to kill green. But realistically, once you get to having 2 continents, people gain up on you, you know? Like, if you're playing actual Risk against 5 people, you know, there is an effort of self-preservation, but at the same time, the name of the game is survival, and taking out the biggest threat is where that's gonna lie versus taking out the threat to you at the moment, you know, which is why it's so easy against bots. You know, so if you want to look at the stats, troops drafted 982. 1 more turn, it would have been 1,000. Didn't know that. Lost 163 troops, but remember that a lot of that was the final battle. So if we take that 163 minus the 110 minus plus. No, wait, hold on. We had 26 left over from the 110 battle, right? So it was 110, right? I'm pretty sure it was 110. So if we take the 110 minus the 26 we had left, that's 84 troops that died in that specific battle, which means from the 163 minus 84, we would have conquered the entire board with losing less than 80 troops, 79 troops. Or if we went with what it would have taken to finish everything at the very end, we probably would have lost around 85 to 90 troops total, at most. So we achieved world domination, losing only losing less than 90 troops, probably close to 85, maybe 90 at most. So compared to Yellow, who lost 200 and didn't even have a strong foothold, right? Yellow struggled most of the game. White was shit on the entire game. They only lost 80. So in roughly the same amount of troops that White lost, and it almost really more roughly the amount of troops that Green lost, we were able to take the entire board. And really, no particular player had a good foothold except Green. Green was the only AI the entire time that actually had a chance at stopping me. Every other AI was completely running amok with like a chicken with their head cut off. Green's the only one that actually was a pretty good threat the entire time. And that was because he was able to go for Asia and the continent bonus plus the trade. That was a lot to really start to contend. But that's the issue with the Asia strategy, is that it takes so many troops to get it, and it's so big and you're spread so thin that when you're in my position, played the way I could with the speed I got it, the main thing is the speed, that I was in such a good position to defend what I had, that for Green to even attempt to break into it, too much time had gone by. He had too few troops, he was spread too thin, he had too many other territories to defend. It's one of the reasons I don't go for the Asia strategy, right? It's one of the reasons why the Americas is one of my go-tos. And the only time the America strategy has failed me is when there's other people also going for the America strategy. That's the only time I've ever had it backfires. And if it takes too long to take North America, then Europe intervenes. If it takes too long to take South America, then Africa or North America intervenes if you can't get a good foothold on both of those countries. So that's the downside of the strategy, but typically it works. And I would say I have close to an 80% win rate against both players and bots with using that strategy. It tends to work out pretty well for me. And we have to remember that we also drafted a hell of a lot of troops. So we spent probably 7+ turns drafting troops, plus we had a little bit of a trade. So we probably drafted close to 300-ish troops that we probably wouldn't have drafted otherwise as well. So we definitely drafted more troops overall. We definitely drafted more troops than Green. We definitely drafted more troops than Yellow before we took everything. So that's a huge reason as well, is that we got our continent bonuses early and we kept it. So that's one of the reasons why we outdrafted everyone, plain and simple. And we also outspent everyone. We were more efficient with our troops, as well as having more of them. I didn't risk them in battle if I didn't need to, so I was able to keep what I had and also continue to outdraft. And we also took out 3 of the AIs as well along the way, so we had the highest kill count as well, which mainly just means we timed it right. We sat back and waited for the strategic advantage and capitalized on it. So we were the most efficient, we were the most lethal, and we had the most troops on the board, and we won the most battles. And lost the least battles as well. That stat doesn't change, right? We didn't even lose the 100v100, so we only lost 11 fights, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, it would be nice to do it with under 10 battles lost, but we were almost there. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, then leave a tweet or something. Kind of bummer we don't have comments on Twitch. It'd be nice to comment. You can make a clip. If you make a clip of what happened, then I'll know for sure that you guys enjoyed the content. If you just have a lot of people watching it, if we get like above probably 20-30 views on the clip, or on the stream, then maybe we'll do this again. Maybe you want to come by live. We can do stuff together as chat. You know, we can take territories together. We can pick territories. You can set challenges about what you'd like to see, or make me play more out of my element, or pick the AIs that I go against. You know, there's a way to make this a lot more interactive than it can be. And yeah, or if you have an Xbox, if you have this Risk, if you want to hop into a multiplayer game with us, that can be a thing too. If you know what, let me double check while we're on stream if we can even if we did Xbox Live, if we created a game, right? If we can put AIs in the game with us after, we could even do a tournament. If we created a game, right? We did War Domination, we did the same settings, manual, contiguous. I don't know why it says it like that. That's weird. And I don't play with the Ceasefire card either. It's War Domination, right? So yeah, human player, and then AI. Yeah, so we can mix in AIs with a minimum of other human players. So if you guys wanted to get this on your Xbox, and you and I through chat or on Discord, or if you join our Discord server, then we can do this together. Here's the Discord link. I hope people in the thing can click it and on the repeat. But if not, then there's the Discord. The server name is the same as the channel name. If you need to find the server name on Discord, it's the same. There's also a link in the Twitch page as well. If you go to the About page of the Twitch, or whatever place you need to go to get the links, there's a bunch of social links on Twitch, to the Discord, to the YouTubes, to the Patreon, to the everything, right? So if you guys want to play this game together, then, you know, on Xbox, it's regular Risk, not Risk Urban Assault. Make sure you do not buy Risk Urban Assault. Get regular classic Risk. It's just Risk. Then we can matchmake together on Xbox Live. Hopefully you're in the same region. I'm in US West, so you'll be more likely to get a good connection and find the game if you're also in that region. In fact, just to double check, we'll go ahead and create this game real quick and just see what happens, to see how it goes. Right, so I'm gonna join in, and we're waiting for players, and hopefully you'd be able to get into it. I don't see a way to select my region or anything, so I would say the safest bet is if you're in US West and you want to play Risk together, this would be a good way to do it. I also have Monopoly. If you're into board games, you want to play board games with us, then that sounds fun too. And we can go up against the AIs and then do a 1v1 against each other, or just call it a win after we defeat the AIs, whatever you guys want to do. Or if you just have fun hearing, you know, my decisions, my strategy, and you just, you know, want to set challenges and make it more difficult for me, then that's fine too. Yeah, otherwise, you know, please consider joining us live for Trailmakers tomorrow. We're going to be playtesting some more Builder Bus content, and just kind of generally messing around. We'll be taking signups too. We do need signups for Builder Bus. We have 3 already, and it seems like we've got a pretty good schedule set out for those 3. So we need 2 more people to be contestants. If we need to run a trial version of it, just to get the content out there and show you guys the concept, and get the full vision, and maybe we'll do a dry run with only 3 people or whatever, you know, we'll figure it out. But you know, hopefully you guys want to sign up and we'll come out and be part of the first ever season of Builder Bust. We need 2 more contestants that would be free on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If you're not free on Wednesdays and Saturdays, that's completely fine. Please join the Discord, comment your times anyway. There's already a page on the Discord for that, and we would really love your support on that. You will be for a Steam gift card as well, and you'll be competing for rewards inside my own channel, as well as we'll be partnering, we're not partnering, but we'll be playing with, and we'll have other Twitch streamers as judges, Ethereum, and hopefully 90D, but I know Ethereum should have the time as well. So, you know, just come on by and check out the channel. Hopefully you want to be part of the community and game around with us a little bit as well. If you're an Apex Legends player, then, you know, come by and we can play Apex Legends as well. Yeah, that'll do it. I think we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. We've been going for about an hour and a half, and call that a day. So we now know that we can play together ish for that. Oh, I can create a private game too. Why would I want to create a private game? Let's try creating a private game and see. Waiting for other player. Invite friends. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So if you added me on Xbox, then we would be able to play together that way as well. So without a doubt, no matter what region you're in, if we become friends in Xbox, then that'll work. We'll end up using a different profile though. This is my personal account. I do have one for Twitch. So there's the gamer tag for that is over analytic. So if you guys are watching a repeat and you're an Xbox player and you want to play together on Xbox, send a friend request to over analytic, and we can game together on Xbox through that account, not this one. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and call it end to the stream, and we're gonna end. And Rocket League just finished updating.